Hello, ladies and germs. So the other day I made a video about how Twitch had updated their policy on sexual content by allowing artistic nudity on the site, as long as it fell within the guidelines of whatever label that you are applying to your Twitch stream. Well, like the saying goes, you give people an inch, they'll take a mile. Twitch streamers have just run rampant with the lengths that these policies can go. Because of the backlash that was, pretty prevalent on, updating the sexual content policies, a lot of Twitch streamers decided to test the waters, dip their big toe in to see how far they can actually go with this by adding censor bars to their own live streams. No problem, but they're basically naked on camera. The only thing that they're doing to keep it within the lines of artistic nudity, doing the bare minimum adding censor bars, which is all fine. True. They're not showing anything, but one wrong move and you'll end up like Amaranth, who decided to not put the censor bar, within the digital confines of the software she's using to stream, but just attach it to her body. Then there was a wardrobe malfunction.
And so maybe the girls that would normally have looked for the better option are now looking your way. That can be a thing too.
I feel like, in my experience, I prefer emotionally damaged girls. Well, like, it's what I usually end up with. It's what I'm drawn to.
Now you have Twitch going back on their policy, and Twitch has decided to suspend Morgpie. Here's a tangent. Now I say suspend because there's a big difference between the words suspend and ban. Suspensions are temporary. You've been suspended from school because you were a little poopy pants and decided to put a butt booger in the girl's food next to you. That's a suspension. That's worthy of suspension. Slap on the wrist, go home for a few days, think about what you've done. Your parents probably grounded you or didn't ground you or whatever. A ban would imply that Morgpie cannot make money. She will continue to make money. She's going to make money. Again, suspension, slap on the wrist, look in the corner, stay home for a few days, touch grass. Permanent ban, go to another website and make money there. But here's what Twitch had to say on their new policy. On Wednesday, we updated our sexual content policy. Our primary goal in making these updates was to make sure our guidelines are easier to understand and enforce. Part of this update included changes to how we treat fictionalized nudity. For years, through years of voice and in conversations, we heard from artists that our content policies were limiting. Really? In making this update, we were trying to be responsive to these requests and allow the thriving artist community on Twitch to utilize the human form in their art. First, we want to make clear that some streamers in response to this update created content that was in violation of our new policy. We've worked quickly to remove that content and issue channel enforcements. However, there was also a great deal of new content, the censor bars. There was even one streamer who decided to, on top of just being plain naked, just pixelated her body.
Robert Miles, children! Think of the children!
This is where we are now. Much of the content created has been met with community concern. I think it's a lot more than just community concern. These are concerns we share. Upon reflection, we have decided that we went too far with this change. Digital depictions of nudity present a unique challenge. AI can be used to create realistic images, and it can be hard to distinguish between digital art and photography. Not really. You try to get a full body pic that's generated by AI and look at the hands and feet, then you'll be able to know. Plus, just looking at the face and seeing how there's no life in the eyes. Because, the eyes are the window to the soul. So, effective today, as of December 15th, about a week ago, we are rolling back the artistic nudity changes. Moving forward, depictions of real or fictional nudity won't be allowed on Twitch, regardless of the medium. So before in the policy, they were saying if it's game nudity, it's okay. Just apply the appropriate label or tag and you're good to go. This restriction does not apply to mature rated games. Cool. So games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Baldur's Gate 3, totally fine. The Witcher 3, totally fine. You can find emote-specific standards for nudity and sexual content in the emote guidelines. However, we aren't making other changes to the updated sexual content policy. We are in the process of pushing out updates to our community guidelines to reflect this change. It would take a few days for both this blog and for the new community guidelines to be translated. While I wish we would have predicted this outcome. Really? Your whole community has been saying this for years. And what have you done? But the money is great. The money. I only want the money. While I wish we would have predicted this outcome, part of our job is to make adjustments that serve the community. I apologize for the confusion that this update has caused. And this is by Dan Clancy. Like I said, you give people an inch, they'll always take a mile. And whenever the opportunity to make money is concerned, your morals, your rules, they don't exist. Have a nice day.
What in fuck's name are you doing? Oh!